Danger in the Caribbean.
It is easier to be prepared when you're standing on your 2 feet.
The latest on the powerful Hurricane Beryl. Busy day for roads across the nation.
It's gonna be busy out there.
Ahead of the 4th of July holiday. Too cool for work.
Nice little break while you're in uniform.
How a police found a way to get involved in his community. And meet a special Marlins worker.
It was very important for us to connect with them.
Who connects baseball with South Florida culture. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Ana Paula Mayorga.
I'm Jason Arrow. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
A trail of destruction left in the Windward Islands of the Caribbean by Hurricane Beryl. As of this morning, Hurricane Beryl, which is the fastest storm to ever become a Category 5 in the Atlantic, has already ravaged through both the Barbados and the Grenada, with Jamaica likely to be next.
CNN's Patrick Upman has more from the islands.
Hurricane Beryl leaves a trail of destruction in the Caribbean. The earliest Category 5 hurricane on record to ever form in the Atlantic, Beryl roared through the Windward Islands on Monday. In Barbados, the storm wrecked fishing boats and livelihoods.
Boats are sinking. As we're talking, they're both sinking. You understand? And it's total devastation.
The UN's climate chief said the eye of the storm had hit his home island of Carriacou in Grenada, and he was trying to reach family members there.
The island has been flattened. The reports that are coming out show a very distressing signal.
There was precious little time to prepare as Beryl in 24 hours exploded from a tropical storm to a major hurricane capable of inflicting catastrophic damage. That rapid intensification is fueled by man-made climate change, which has caused the ocean to warm to unprecedented levels, the fuel that strengthens hurricanes. Images taken from a Hurricane Hunter aircraft flying through Beryl showed the kind of monster storm usually not seen until the height of hurricane season, still weeks away. Jamaica is next in Beryl's sights, and with a population of more than 2.8 million and a large tourism infrastructure, there is the potential for even greater devastation. Officials there activated emergency response measures and warned residents to get ready now.
It is easier to be prepared when you're standing on your 2 feet than when you are in the midst of a hurricane.
Low-lying islands are particularly vulnerable to climate change. The damage inflicted by Beryl could take years to recover from. Forecasters have delivered a record prediction for a hyperactive hurricane season that began June 1st. And with nearly 5 more months to go in the season, the pain and suffering may only be just beginning. Patrick Upman, CNN Havana.
This morning, officials in Oroville, California have issued evacuation orders and warnings after a major wildfire. The California Fire Department announced that the fire has burned more than 2,000 acres, and they have named the incident the Thompson Fire. Crews are using dozens of helicopters and air tankers to prevent the fire from spreading. 13,000 residents are under evacuation orders and have left their houses and hoping that everything would be okay.
I got my dog and I packed up the car and I came down here, and then I was going to take a run into town, but they won't let me come back up here if I go down there. So I'm just going to sit here for as long as it takes and pray that it's over soon.
And at this moment, firefighters are continuing their battle. The cause of the fire is still unknown.
July 4th weekend is always one of the busiest of the year for travel, and it all starts today. But before you get caught up in traffic jam this morning, CNN's Jen Sullivan has some travel advice for you.
It's not just the fireworks lighting up this week. You can expect to see plenty of brake lights on the roads as drivers brace for traffic jams this 4th of July holiday.
It's gonna be busy out there.
AAA says nearly 71 million people will travel 50 miles or more this 4th of July week, with a record 60.6 million people driving to their destination.
Make sure you're prepared for delays no matter where you might be.
The worst times to be on the road are the days before and on July 4th between 2 and 7 p.m. The worst days to travel will be July 3rd and Sunday, July 7th. And with more people having the flexibility to work remotely, it means more people are leaving earlier in the week.
We're seeing a lot of those folks taking quote-unquote workcations where they may be extending it for a few days.
If you're flying, you can expect packed airports.
As an agency nationwide, we are going to be extremely busy for the summer.
Between Friday, June 28th through Monday, July 8th, the TSA expects to screen more than 28 million people. The busiest day for air travel will be Sunday, July 7th.
Get here early. Get here on time.
Weather is already wreaking havoc on travelers' plans, with many flights canceled on Sunday as storms rolled through much of the Northeast. And if you're heading south, Hurricane Beryl could impact your plans. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
You've probably seen law enforcement riding in cars, motorcycles, boats, bikes, and scooters. But have you seen one on a skateboard? An officer in Idaho has chosen a skateboard as his choice since it helps him stay connected to the community. As KBOI's Savannah Hankard, she has more on the story.
Community involvement is a huge part of being a police officer, which is exactly what Officer Benavides is doing here at Rhodes Skate Park today.
Down we go.
Officer Benavides isn't new to skateboarding.
I think it was about like 13, 12 years old. It was a good way to get from point A to point B, especially being a kid who can't drive.
Officer Benavides hadn't been on a skateboard in a while, but after moving to the Treasure Valley, he was inspired to pick it back up.
Just picked up skating again because I was like, it's beautiful weather out here. They have a really nice skate park. So I was like, you know what? I'm 30, why not do something cool again? Wind in your face, you can't buy that.
Like riding a bike, he says it was fairly easy to get back to the basics.
I'm thinking pop the board and jump and flick.
But skating with his gear on isn't always easy.
This stuff's heavy, so the vest, the gun belt, you don't get as low of a squat as you want, but it's always fun.
Officer Benavides says when he's out, he likes to learn from other skaters and help people who are new at the sport.
And you can tack it over like just small little, there you go. Just like that. It's a really good way to really interact with the youth and even people my age. The skate park's not just for kids, it's for adults too.
He keeps his board in the patrol car just in case.
And it's like 5-10 minutes at the most. It's just it's a nice little break while you're in uniform.
In and out of uniform, Officer Benavides is ready to protect and serve in any way he can.
To be completely honest with you, it's about the people. I like being there when I'm needed. Even when I'm not needed, there's times where you're just driving down the street and you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. Good, bad, indifferent. The beauty of this job is that we get to interact with the community, and the best of times, sometimes in the worst of times.
Reporting in Boise, I'm Savannah Hankard.
This morning, the USDA is recalling over 4,000 pounds of liquid egg products over misbranding and unclear allergen contamination risks. According to the USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service, the liquid egg products contain traces of milk found during a routine carton inventory evaluation. Although the eggs were sold in 9 states, there have been reports of anyone get sick.
The Marlins looking to be the kings of the Northeast, taking on the Red Sox after beating the Phillies.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
Knowing that we are in Miami in such a melting pot and especially heavy on the Hispanic side and the Latino side, it was very important for us to connect with them.
The Fish also looking to unite Miami's many diverse communities through the game of baseball. Caplin News got the chance to sit down with the mind behind the magic. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
A Marlins worker tries to unite the many diverse communities in Miami through the game of baseball.
As Caplin's Benjamin Cure reports, Heritage Nights are important for teams to connect with their communities.
Here at Lone Depot Park, the Miami Marlins aren't just playing baseball. They're building bridges across cultures and communities. Leading this charge is Chema Sanchez, whose commitment to cultural initiatives is reshaping how the Marlins connect with their diverse fan base.
When I came in, it was in 2015. It was my last year playing professional baseball. I was coming from Japan. I made it a challenge that if I did change and I stopped being a player, I had to be somewhere with like a major league team at least. So I got the opportunity to join the Miami Marlins because I spoke Spanish, because I was fluent in it. I was a little bit older too. I was 26 years old when I came in. That gave me the opportunity to grow rather quickly. Knowing that we are in Miami in such a melting pot, and especially heavy on the Hispanic side and the Latino side, it was very important for us to connect with them. Heritage Nights, basically what we try to do is we try to unite all that community, the food, the music, everything it's related to that particular country. So it has become a party. It's a tradition now. It's been 7 years. Venezuela becoming the biggest night of the year overall at Lone Depot Park. So I feel a lot of pride. When those things happen. I remember when the last game happened for the Caribbean Series. Tears came out. It was 2 years that I was working very hardly on this event. We are working hard here to make sure the fan has the experience that they deserve. We are going to continue to do everything we can to give them that experience, as well as bringing back all those memories from home.
Chema's effort ensures that regardless of the final score, the Marlins continue to be an important part of their community, fostering real connections and celebrating diversity. Reporting for Caplin News from Lone Depot Park, I'm Benjamin Cure.
And it was a tough night for the Marlins, who were defeated by the Boston Red Sox at home. Though both Jake Berger and Jesus Sanchez hit deep home runs, it wasn't enough for the Fish as Boston's strong offense took over. The final score was Boston 8, Marlins 3. The teams play again tonight in Miami.
The WNBA's All-Star roster is set in stone this morning, and on the squad are 2 rookies whose paths are always bound to be connected. Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever and Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky made history yesterday, becoming the first pair of rookies to be given this honor since 2014. Clark and Reese were the headliners of this year's historic draft class, and they have continued to propel the growth of women's basketball. Now you're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
I debate all day. It's what I do. But there are some things that are undebatable, like your mental health. I was in a dark place when my brother passed away in a car accident. I was depressed in ways I never imagined. I reached out, and my sisters came, my pastor, my therapist. They helped me get through it. I found that the more I spoke up, the healthier my mind became. When you love your mind, you can go so much further. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Here at Caplin News, we wish everyone a safe and happy 4th of July holiday. We will be back on Monday, but for now, that's all the time we have left for Newsbreak. I'm Ana Paula Mayorga.
I'm Jason Harrell. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.